Boise is a fascinating city. It's one of the most isolated urban areas in the country, yet it's been growing like crazy in recent years. Being that I was raised in Idaho, Boise was the metro that I visited most frequently while I was growing up, and it's even where my wife and I were married. In this series, I briefly cover a city's history, population, skyline, as well as a few things that make that city unique. Now let's meet Boise. I always like to start by exploring how a city wound up being where it is today. Boise is located in the Treasure Valley along the Boise River. The word Boise is French for wooded, and the name likely originates from French-Canadian trappers who named the area Boise because it was a rare wooded valley in the context of a high desert area. In the 1840s, thousands of people passed through Boise while heading west on the Oregon Trail, but very few decided to stay. However, in 1862, gold fever struck the region, and the influx of miners provided opportunities for more people to create a living in the city. The following year, the U.S. Army constructed Fort Boise in the valley due to it being at the intersection of the Oregon Trail and roads leading to booming mining towns. Boise was incorporated as a city the same year. Today, Boise has a population of around 240,000, which makes Boise the 94th largest city in the United States. If you've watched many of my other videos, you'll know that I think metro population is a better indicator of a city's size, and Boise has a metro population of around 811,000, making it the 76th largest metro in the country, just smaller than Dayton, Ohio, and just larger than Stockton, California. Some of the most recognizable companies headquartered in Boise include Albertsons, Micron, Boise Cascade, and Simplot. Boise is home to 6 colleges and universities, most notably Boise State University, which has really helped put the city on the map for many people throughout the country because of its football success over the past couple of decades. Call me shallow, but when it comes to cities, I think appearances matter, which is why evaluating a city's skyline is one of my favorite parts of making these videos. The Boise skyline isn't anything to get overly excited about, and it's about what you would expect for a city of its size. If you took the average height of Boise's tallest 5 buildings, the skyline ranks as the 87th tallest skyline in the country, coming in just shorter than Lincoln, Nebraska, and just taller than Spokane, Washington. The tallest building in Boise is 8th in Maine at 323 feet. I personally think it's a really nice looking building for a mid-sized city. One of the most unique things about Boise has to be Boise State's famous blue football field. The field has been dubbed the Smurf Turf and was installed in 1986, making it the first non-green playing surface in football history. It's quite polarizing, with people either loving or hating it, but I happen to be a fan of it. One of the things people love about Boise is its amazing park system, which includes the 25-mile-long Boise River Greenbelt. The Greenbelt is referred to as the Ribbon of Jewels because there are many parks and monuments connected by this bike path. One of those jewels is the Boise River Park, which has one of the first adjustable river waves in the world. Another jewel is the Anne Frank Human Rights Memorial. The memorial shows the dimensions of the apartment Anne Frank and her family were hiding in. The centerpiece of the monument is a statue of Anne Frank looking through a window with her diary in hand. I think it's a very creative and moving memorial. One of the best pieces of architecture in Boise is the Boise Train Depot. When it was built about 100 years ago, it was considered to be the most beautiful structure of its kind in the West. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, and part of what makes it such a prominent Boise building is its location on the rim overlooking the city. From the train depot, Capitol Boulevard crosses the Boise River and dead ends at the Idaho State Capitol building in downtown. The Idaho Capitol building is 208 feet tall and is primarily built from sandstone taken from Table Rock, which is a hill just outside of the city. It's the only state capitol building in the country that is heated with geothermal water, which is pumped from a source 3,000 feet below the ground. Kitty corner from the Capitol building is the 8th Street pedestrian zone in Boise, which is a really nice area lined with restaurants and murals. One of the most interesting buildings in downtown is Jack's Urban Meeting Place, or JUMP. It's designed as a creative activity center with zany spaces for learning new skills or having workshops. It also has a couple of interesting slides meant to take you out of your comfort zone, as well as 150 pieces of farm equipment. Idaho has more species of raptors than any other state, and to the south of Boise is the World Center for Birds of Prey. It is the home of the Peregrine Fund, which is an international organization devoted to helping endangered raptors. And I'll finish with Boise's ski resort, which has the unique name of Bogus Basin. From the top of Bogus, you can see Boise and the Treasure Valley below you. I'm only aware of a few cities, at least Boise's size, that have a ski resort overlooking the city like Bogus does with Boise. Well, that wraps up my video about Boise. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And if there's a city you'd like to see an overview on, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.